Hello everyone from Chelsea Fan TV. We're outside Stamford Bridge after a 1-0 victory against Benfica in the Champions League. Mourinho is back. One of his great sayings was, "You can have the ball, we'll take all the points." Today we had the ball and we took the points as well.
Yep, I'll be real, it's a bit crazy to see us doing backs to the wall against Benfica like that, but when you see all of the circumstances surrounding this season and the amount of times we've spoken about the minutes we played, Club World Cup, lack of a pre-season, 9 or 10 injuries going into this season, I'm going to take a 1-0 and run with it. Especially when we yet again go down to 10 men towards the end, which is fucking typical Chelsea at this point. Just give me the 3 points and run with it. This game wasn't anything to just be amazed about. There wasn't anything to really take from a mad, optimistic perspective. This is just get me through this week and run. That's been my whole vibe for this week. I've been saying it on all my streams leading up to the 2 games. Just leave these 2 games with something and go to the international break. As soon as we come back, we've got the likes of Fofana back, we've got the likes of Tosin back, we've got the likes of Cole Palmer back. We're going to be infinitely better for the games ahead. I just need to get through this week. Half of the job's been done. Not in the most attractive of fashions. I know people are going to complain about how boring the football was and the sideways and backwards play and all of that. I don't care. We won. We've kept everybody fit. I don't give a damn. We know why we play this style of football is to protect the players' fitness. It's done for another game. Cool. Move to the next one. That's it.
I mean, do you see any similarities in terms of the fact that we won the game but it wasn't pretty? Do you see any similarities to the Lincoln game? Because a lot of people were saying similar things.
Yes, but obviously Lincoln, you're going to expect a little bit more in it, just based off the level of the opposition. Benfica, obviously you still want to dominate them, but at least it's a Champions League level side. Lincoln's League One, and we still should have applied ourselves a lot better. You could argue even in some areas we could have applied ourselves better in this one. First 10 minutes was a bit iffy in both halves. That left-hand side, Gittins and Garnacho, I'm going to be talking about this all season. We could have got a centre-back or a goalkeeper over the pair of them. But whatever, it's done now. It is what it is. It really just is what it is. We just take the 2 wins, ideally, God willing, for Saturday. And then hopefully with the next 4 games that we have ahead, the likes of Wolves, the likes of Tottenham away, likes of Nottingham Forest away under Ange, High Line, all of that, we should be a lot better.
I mean, you talk about Garnacho and Gittins. Gittins came on, talk to me about his impact, and also, even though you say that about a centre-back, Garnacho was the reason that we won the game. He got the assist for the goal. Without that, we wouldn't have won.
I thought off the ball he was good first half. The second half, it was just, you see him on the ball a bit more, and I was just frustrated. And then Gittins comes on, and it's the exact same thing. Now, I don't want to talk too much about the negatives because we have just won a game. It's our first win in about 4 matches. I want to just focus on that, but that's alarming. That is very alarming. Neither one of them really provided any brazy impact over the other. Whatever, you're going to get better. You're going to continue to improve. But I can't shake the idea. We could have just got a centre-back or a goalkeeper over both of them. And that's just going to keep winding me up.
Did you see signs of that today, that we needed a centre-back or a goalkeeper?
Not in this game.
Well, I mean, to be fair, we did see it from Sanchez. I mean, we saw a couple of passes
second half, standard Sanchez. I'm used to that shit at this point. At least it didn't count for anything. In terms of defensively, look, I think we're sloppy first 10 minutes of both halves, but bar that, I didn't think we got pressured that much. First half, they were threatening us a lot on the break, but we kept doing well with the final end product, and they weren't really doing too much either. And then for the most part, it's just more about distribution. Chalobah had some iffy long passes, some ones are actually decent. Badiashile I thought was great when he had the ball at his feet, but we know he's great with the ball at his feet. We're going to see the real test for Badiashile on Saturday. But that's a nice little warm-up. At least I know I ain't got to worry about you spraying passes left or right and anything like that. I just want to see what you got when you're facing the likes of Ekitike and Isak over wherever the hell we played today.
What about in terms of the defensive outlet without the ball? How do you think we defended today?
Got caught out a couple of times. Defo, I don't want to say took our foot off the gas, but more we tried to keep control after the goal. And that's going to make people think that we're a bit worse defensively. I don't think we were worse. I just think as soon as we got the goal, it became about conserving the ball, conserving players' fitnesses, and just really seeing the game out. Because we didn't need to exert any more energy than we already had just to go 1-0 up. Because what, you want to cause another injury, or do you want to tire out the rest of the squad? We just saw Caicedo and Enzo play the majority of this game again, and then they're going to have to play again on Saturday. So be boring, be lazy, I don't mind. I'm absolutely fine with that. Just win. And thankfully we did that, even down to 10.
Yeah, because when I spoke with you the other day, obviously you've been very angry about the reaction from a lot of fans, especially regarding Enzo Maresca. You spoke about his record in terms of when we've had 11 men on the pitch, how many games we've lost. It's actually not that many in the grand scheme of things. But you know, there still seems to be a little bit of frustration at times when we pass the ball backwards, when we don't look as direct as match-going fans might want. Is there a level of empathy from your side, and what's your message to fans about Maresca and this season as a whole? Do you think that this is going to continue, this style of football?
Well, while we have the amount of midweek games that we do, and also lack of pre-season, injuries, all of that, you're going to see boring games of football, or like games where we just play conservative. Now, I do get it a little bit, because you do stand there in the ground and you think, oh, it would be nice if we just tried to move the ball a bit quicker. But I understand. This is the situation that we're in. It's ultimately a results-based business. As long as you're getting the results, as long as you're winning the games, I don't really care too much about that. And then even then, you look at the amount of goals that we've conceded this season and the type of goals, it's all our own doing. For the most part. So even if it's boring, if we just keep our heads switched on, we don't concede those types of goals, and then we don't care at the end of it either. And then we're getting the results. So even if it's boring, who gives a shit? Just win the games and don't be stupid at the back, and we ain't got to worry about none.
It's interesting. Oh, go on.
No, you're good, you're good.
I was going to say, with the midfield, like, again, Enzo, Caicedo in there, probably two of our better players today. But there does come a time where you're going to need other people to slot in those positions. Last season we had Dewsbury Hall who filled in. I know Lavia's coming back, but it's difficult to rely on him. That must concern you a little bit when you see the amount of games that we've got coming. Are you worried about any of those players getting injured?
Only Lavia, really. Caicedo looks like he's made a fucking steal. Like, whatever happens, his brother's going to be fit and play a full 90. And to be honest, same energy goes for Enzo Fernandez at this point. Lavia's the only question, because regardless of how much you ease him into the team, he just seems to get injured at the end of it. But I don't really believe that players are just guaranteed to be injury prone all of their lives. And Lavia comes back and shows levels immediately, so I don't really mind. I'll be patient with you. My unwritten rule when it comes to injury prone players, as long as you come in and you hit levels immediately, I don't really care like that. I'll back you through it. You just have to come in and immediately show me why we've missed you. The likes of Chilwell, the likes of Kovacic, they couldn't do that. That's why I weren't really as patient. But for a Reece James, for a Lavia, for a Wesley Fofana, cool. I hope one day they'll stay fit.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of rotation from a number of positions. Well, Buonanotte coming in again. We also saw Esteval coming off the bench as well. Would any of those players be in contention for Liverpool?
Esteval, definitely.
Yeah, not Buonanotte?
He had some decent moments, but not enough for me to say he should be starting. Not yet. But at least with Esteval, I know there's flair in his game. I know there's a bit more unpredictability when he's got the ball. And he always tests the defenders, he always asks something of his fullback. So guaranteed, I think he's already our starting right winger. But Buonanotte, not so much right now.
What would you make of the decision to start George up front again? I understand that obviously João Pedro needs to be rested, but it just seems like he never gets the ball. I see him calling for the ball so many times. Getting in positions, by the way, Lewis, I think he could receive the ball. It seems to me like players aren't picking him out, or he's not demanding it enough. Where do we go with George in that position? Because I think he's got a good shot on him, but if you take that out of his game, I don't really see what he offers.
Same in the middle, but I think it's more squad politics. There's been rumours about Mega coming in January and he going to Strasbourg. And if that's the case, he can't play a minute for us. So he's just here just to fill up a space. That's it. We'll know past January what the situation is. And if he doesn't go on loan anywhere, Maresca's wasted his time. If he does go on loan, that's why he never played for us. And that's the reason why you're seeing George as the depth up top. Ultimately, should have just kept Jackson, but here we are.
I don't understand why you see Mark Guiu warming up if there's no way that he's going to get any minutes. It just seems a bit cruel to me, if I'm totally honest with you. Like, you're just draining him.
Keep warm, innit? Like, I'd even go for a little jog here or there just to like keep the heat up and all that.
Yeah, you don't see him getting any minutes then, Mark Guiu?
Not if he's meant to be going on loan, because we legally can't do it, because then he can't go on loan. He can't play for another club. So I just think all of our answers are going to be answered in January.
Yeah. What was your take on Mourinho coming back? Like, you must have been really excited to see him coming back.
Yes, lovely to see him back. Lovely to see the reception he got as well. Also happy to see that he didn't win at the end of it, because then you'd see even more toxicity around the fan base. But good to see him back. Good to see him not get any stick like when he was at Spurs and United. And yeah, it was a nice little moment still.
I'll be honest with you though, Cam was telling me, apparently Matthew Harding, there was quite a few people arguing about chanting his name. Should you chant Jose Mourinho? Should you appreciate a manager who's won you 3 Premier League titles? What's your take on that?
For doing it too much while he's still an opponent. Because I think the last 10 minutes we're just blaring out Mourinho's name and they're 1-0, it's only 1-0. Like, it's a bit mad. But one little chant before the game, chant after the game, like, I don't really mind too much. Like, he's still the greatest manager in Chelsea history. Like, him and Abramovich is one of those things where even if fans might weaponize the chant, I still think you should chant their name every time you're at the bridge. I'd never be against it, just based off what they've done for the club. So I don't really want to turn it into a weapon. I don't really want to say it's been used like that either. So I just think it was nice in the moment, and at least we won, so it doesn't get used as anything else.
Sometimes it's just about appreciating a club legend. Why does that have to even be an agenda?
Exactly, but with where Chelsea's at, everything's going to be a fucking agenda at this point.
Maresca said that he would love for fans to sing his name again. What do you think he's got to do this season to make that happen?
Should already be the case. We won the World Cup. Like, I'll be real. But he had the perfect reaction to that as well. When someone asked him if you want your face on the wall, he's like, my face is already on the wall. I want a World Cup for this club. The fuck? And I think the same energy should be brought to these fans. We won a World Cup with Maresca in charge. We want to keep the same energy. Obviously, we want to win more. We want to succeed. We want to keep building on that. But let's not act like he's already not started building a name for himself at Chelsea. 2 trophies in the bag in your first year as a championship manager. That deserves to be respected in itself.
You think there's credit in the bank?
100%. And I think if it's any other manager or any manager with a CV, they would already have that credit. It's only because it's Maresca and because of the boring football that he doesn't have it.
Well, that's the thing, though. Mourinho used to do that. So,
and Mourinho won trophies. You see why I call it hypocritical? Won trophies playing boring football, and we were fine with it. Another won trophies, we play boring football, and we bitch about it.
Maybe we need that Premier League. That's what it is.
I agree, but man ain't going to start debunking the World Cup in front of my eyes. That's a major honour as well.
What day is it?
78, I think. I might be wrong. Somewhere around the 75s, 80s.
Take 78 as Club
Yeah,
World
we're
Cup
going to
champ.
take it and run with it. Come on, man.
Good to see you, buddy.